right, last one, raise your hands for Jalen. We'll start with Tony.
This is your first rivalry start. Just what have you learned about the Tennessee rivalry since you've been here, and kind of how excited are you for this matchup?
Yeah, it's a historic rivalry that I'm just learning more and more about being in college. It's very exciting to be a part of a rivalry. It's going to take a lot of preparation this week, just preparing how hard this opponent is. But it's a great opportunity for us, and we're excited for the challenge. And but it's going to be great. It's great to have this rivalry going on, and it's going to be fun.
In the back, Ryan.
Fans are going to look at this as a revenge game from what happened last year. How are you guys looking at this game after what you saw last year in Knoxville?
Yeah, I think number one thing we have to do is look in the mirror, look at some things that we need to improve on to help our team win, help our team be successful, and ultimately win. But a lot of things we can learn, a lot of takeaways we can have to approach this week. But number one thing we have to do is just fix some things from last week and improve as much as possible today. And then that's the focus on just trying to improve, get 1% better each and every day that we have this week.
In the middle, Nick Alvarez.
You mentioned learning more about the rivalry this weekend. Cigars are a big part of it from the fan and player's perspective. Like when you're kind of an underclassman, are you noticing in the fourth quarter maybe some LN fans starting to light them up in the fourth quarter? Can you smell it and recognize it when you're on the field?
Yeah, with the time I've been here, the rivalry is, I'm learning more and more about the rivalry. And I would say, like, to success, that's like the cherry on top of just smoking, having that cigar at the end of the game. There's no better feeling, to have that. But it's gonna be great for us. You gotta, take care of some little things before the game starts. But yeah, that's something to be excited for sure.
Kate.
Hey Jalen, how do you not let frustration start to seep in with some of the pass protection issues that have happened during games? Like if you don't even have time to throw the ball, how do you kind of bounce back up and get your mindset back?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is with the mindset of just approaching just one play at a time, not losing focus. I think that's very key. Not to get too high, not to get too low. We have to be at the same position all throughout the game, whether it's good or bad. I think that's very key. Just to have the right mindset, the right approach. And then another thing too is that mistakes happen. Mistakes happen no matter who we are. We're not perfect. We're not perfect at all by any means. There's one person in this world out there perfect, my Lord and Savior. And so we have to focus on that, And the biggest thing too is just everyone has mistakes, but we can all fix them. And so that's very key. That's what we're focusing on in the locker rooms, that we all can get better. So I think that's very key.
Left with Joe.
Jalen, Tennessee's third in the nation in sacks with 24 sacks, and Bryce Young took a lot of big hits in the game last year. How important and what's the key to getting on the same page with the offensive line this week, considering the great challenge that you're going to be facing?
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We don't care about none of that. It's another opportunity for us to have fun. We get to play in front of our fans this weekend, so we excited for that. A lot of energy will be floating in the air with playing a great opponent, and it's gonna be a lot of fun this weekend. So we're looking forward for the challenge.
In back, Jake.
Hey Jalen, we had Deontay in here saying that last year's game left a bad taste in y'all's mouth. Just seeing the fans storm the field. What sticks with you from last year's game for this one coming up?
Yeah, I would say one thing. The atmosphere was great. I would say that the atmosphere was great, and our fans gonna be great this weekend. I know that for sure. With the juice they bring, the energy they bring, so I'm excited for that. But of course, we didn't come out on top with the game. So we have to look at it as a learning moment and not linger in that, but to learn what some things that we did wrong in that game and try to improve for this game. And just acknowledge that we're not a finished product by any means. So I think that's very key. And like I said, it's a challenge that's gonna be held this weekend. So we're excited to face it this weekend.
Hey Jalen, Coach Saban always talks about having having the mental mistakes. How do you fix that? What goes into it? I know it's easy for us to say just do what you have to do in order to get those mistakes fixed, but what really goes into fixing those mental errors?
Acknowledging that we made a mental error, I think that's very key. To acknowledging that we made a mistake, made an error, and look to improve. Yeah, that's very key. And then also be receptive to coaching. I think that's another thing too, is being quick to listen, that's the answer, and that's very key for us. And you know, some things we didn't improve on, we're going to try to do that as much as possible, but we do have to limit mental error for sure.
Good Alvarez.
While you've been in Tuscaloosa, a couple of videos of you kind of lifting and working out, kind of like low viral among the fans, just kind of in that same mindset. The fourth quarter program is kind of known as being really taxing on players. Kind of what was your experience with it, and it's kind of are all the stories about it true? It's kind of how hard and how well it does prepare you for the season.
I'll say, as far as the off-season program, I think that's my favorite moment, you know, throughout the off-season program, because it's an opportunity to be with your teammates and go through hardship, go through a challenge, and before any season, you know, we have that time with your brothers to really sweat, you know, bleed, all that stuff. So, you know, that's a great opportunity for us to, you know, get in shape, but also face challenges with your brothers. And so, instead of seeing it as a negative thing, or it's a hard training, we see it as a positive because it's a part of our program. It's part of our, when we hold up 4 quarters, it's a part of our program with doing the fourth quarter program. So, there's a lot of takeaways we can have from fourth quarter for sure.
Anyone else? Tony?
What do you remember from that final completion against Arkansas to the black over the middle? It looks like you were kind of throwing off your right leg with a lot of pressure. And then also, how much of a weapon is he for your across the middle in the intermediate game?
Yeah, no matter where Amari Nablack is on the field, I have trust in him. And, you know, I saw the route concept. I knew he was going to pop open. And, you know, at the end of the day, our job and our objective is to win the game, by any means. And, you know, that was a chance to win the game. And Amari did all the job in that play. And we were fortunate to, you know, get the drive going, and he caught the ball. So it was great for us, for sure.
Last one, Kyle.
Hey, Jalen, do you feel any pressure being the quarterback here in Alabama? This past Sunday, you have Bryce and Tua playing in the NFL. You have Mac Jones. You have Jalen Hurts. And if you do have pressure, how do you deal with that?
With pressure, I think I see it as a positive thing. We shouldn't fear pressure at all. How I see fear is to face everything and rise, and see everything as an opportunity, for sure. And then another thing too is preparation. Preparation is very key to any success, and I think that's my biggest thing. That's my, you know, what I try to do as much as possible. Be prepared for any situation that may happen. So there's nothing to be, you know, too tense about or stressed about by any means. I think the biggest thing is being prepared as much as possible, and then the support system I have around me. You know, to say I can do anything by myself, I don't believe in that. You know, it takes a great team, it takes a whole village, and I have a great guys around me to help me push through any situation. So I'm blessed to have a great support system, and I know I can, you know, thrive to any situation.
Thanks, Jalen.